Beyler dostlar selamlar. Fallout Tactics'e bakacağız. Epic Games'in 15 gün peş peşe verdiği gizli oyunlardan bugünkü 3 oyundan biri 3 tane Fallout verdi. Evet, oyun yakalamayla yakalayamadığım için buraya geldim. Introyu bir izleyelim. Pencere yakalamayla şu an çekiyoruz. Hemen bir bakalım introya. Çünkü güzel şeyler anlatıyor burada. Güzel çizimler falan oluyor. Bize olayları anlatıyor.
We have declared the war on
But we don't plan to surrender either.
We are going to win.
Proportions and would lead to World War III.
Allied air forces began an attack on military.
Decide that in the 21st century that America...
March 5th, 2052, the United States has officially closed.
The United States will go ahead with a national quarantine. The new plague virus.
Right here, pull over. All right, ain't nothing in there.
Ey gidi Chicago'ya bak. İşte bu çizimli anlatımlar güzel.
War. War never changes. It was the inevitable result of the path humanity had chosen. Everyone who entered into the conflict expected victory. Everyone was optimistic. But as the hostilities escalated, optimism faded, and society began to collapse. The great vaults were built to house the wealthy, the powerful, the influential, and those deemed necessary to their survival. Inside, resources and technology were stockpiled, a final defense against the coming Holocaust. With the past behind them and the present destroyed, they looked to the future. The sturdy Vault Zero was to be the nucleus of the Vault network, housing the greatest leaders, artists, and scientists. The inhabitants of Vault Zero were to reunite the vaults and lead the people to a new life, a new world. But after the bombs, the world would be a To ensure the creation of a post-nuclear utopia, the Vault dwellers would need help. Machinery was constructed to tame a land hardened by the ravages of war, then tempered by nuclear winter. But plans were barely in place when the first missiles left the silos. During the destruction, communication between the vaults ceased. Entire vaults were lost. Those that survived were on their own. Not all vaults succumbed to the machinations of war. On North America's west coast, one group of military vault dwellers emerged almost unscathed. They surveyed the wasteland and squared their shoulders for the task ahead. These dedicated survivors salvaged the technology from the vaults. Technology that was studied, replicated, and fiercely guarded. For they knew that while their power came from numbers, their future lay in scientific knowledge. In time, they formed the Brotherhood of Steel. The Brotherhood used their knowledge to drive back the atrocities of the wasteland. Proclaiming themselves the technological saviors of mankind, they scoured the land in search of more technology, raiding mutant camps, bandit towns, and the broken remains of other vaults. But even they could not keep pace with the high tolls demanded by life in the wasteland. The Brotherhood found themselves at odds with their need for new blood versus their code of technological secrecy. The debate was lengthy. Finally, the Elders ruled against sharing the technology with outsiders, convinced that they would endure as they had before. Further discussion was discouraged, and the Elders ordered the minority on a mission across the wastes. Super mutants, the foot soldiers of a conquered army, had been forced into a retreat across the mountainous barrier to the east. The Brotherhood constructed airships and dispatched the minority to track down and assess the extent of the remaining super mutant threat. But disaster struck while crossing the Great Mountains. A great storm gripped the main airship and flung it far from its course. The mighty ship was badly damaged. The smaller sections were torn from the main craft, never to be seen again. Many of the expedition's leaders were lost to the winds. The fraction of the crew that still survived struggled to keep their ship aloft before finally crashing on the outskirts of a once thriving metropolis. A city once called Chicago.
İyi gidi Chicago.
Broken, scattered, and scarred.
Hikayeleri de
They took
sürüyor
stock
ha
of the
biraz.
situation and once again squared their shoulders to the task ahead. The Brotherhood had much to offer the surrounding villages.
Hep bir kardeşlik
They
olur.
traded advanced medicines in exchange for food and labor. They traded protection from bandits in exchange for new recruits. In time, their ranks began to swell. Separated by distance and ideology from the main Brotherhood forces, the minority was free to forge a new Brotherhood of Steel, one that reflected the ideals they had strived for all along. However, one's future in the wasteland is never certain, for an old power has awakened, also bent on making this land its own. Life in the Brotherhood is about to change.
Evet, şimdi option menüsü ilk oyun gibi, ikinci oyun hata verdiği için çekemedim. Atamıyorsam onun yüzündendir. Bunun çekiminden sonra bir daha deneyeceğim girmeyi. Ekran hoşuma, şura gene düşüktü. 1920'ye çektim. Ses, şunları birazcık düşürelim. Bu yapısı hoşuma gidiyor. Şimdi single player, tutorial, basic.
Attention! I am Paladin Ziskel. The elders have ordered me to mold you lizard-chasing, hut-dwelling, moon-worshipping...
Map.
Let's
Şimdi
get started, recruit.
şunlara bakalım. Sonuçta hani oyun oynamıyor. Bir tanıtalım yani.
To make Rex move, you must left-click on the location you want.
Geliyor.
Most weapons have more than one mode. For example, the SMG can be used in either single shot or burst mode. Click done and right-click on the SMG.
Bak, iki modu olur genelde diyor. Şimdi burst'ı seçelim.
character in the game has an inventory associated with them. Close this window and look at Rex's inventory by left-clicking on the button marked.
Inventory. Ulan direkt I'ya bas. I'ya basınca çıkmıyor muydu? Dur. Yakınlaştırıp uzaklaştırabiliyoruz. Şurada skill'ler var. Inventory. Hani burayı kastediyor şuraya. Tamam, tüm karakter, onu da görmeye gerek yok. Şimdi şunu vurabiliyoruz. Sen bir git.
Melee attacks are initialized in exactly the same way as ranged attacks. Select the knife as your chosen weapon by left-clicking on it in the hand slot. Right-click on the dummy at Training Station 3, and Rex will walk.
Bir şey yok. Şuraya bakalım. Bunlardan birinde anahtar olması lazım herhalde. Bir şey yok. Take all. Tamam lan. O kadarını anladık. Kaybol. İlla elimize koyacağız. Tamam.
Many items in the world are in containers, hidden from prying eyes and sticky fingers. These objects can be identified because when you move the cursor over them, it will change into a yellow target. The locker on Rex's right contains some items, all of which will be of use to you. Left.
Yalnız bura çok uzun sürüyor ya. Dur şunu bir indir. Dur menüde. Dur be. Sebebi şu, burada çok uzun şey yapıyor. New diyelim biz. Şurada karakter ekranını görelim gene. Hani isterseniz öyle uzun uzun da yapabiliriz. Çünkü oyuna girince de çok kısa bir şey tutorial gösteriyor. Şimdi bakın şurada artı eksi yapabiliyoruz. İlk oyunda çok küçük olduğu için fark edememişim. Bakın buralarda artı eksilerle oynayıp özelliklerimizi arttırabiliyoruz. Şurada karakterimizin şekil şükül. Şurada gene bir sürü bir şeyler var. Buralardan gene açıklamalar var. Hemencik bir başlayalım. Nasıl başlayacağız lan? Tamam da. Ha bak, şuradaki puanlar vardır. Tamam diyelim. Name, click on the name button, set your name. Name. All talk skill before starting the game. Tamam. İlla buna tıklayacağız. Repair iç görür. Şunu da al. Tamam.
All right, you mutated redneck green-skinned sacks of irradiated flesh, listen up. I am Paladin Rychek. I am in charge of training you backward maggots in the art of war and survival. In my time in the Brotherhood, I have personally trained more than 50 initiates, and I am proud to say
Değişik bir menüymüş ya. Tam anlayamadım bak. Direkt köşeleri bir şeyleri tıklamak gerekiyor seçmek için.
I will teach you how to eat, sleep, walk, talk, shoot, spit like a Brotherhood soldier. First level of training will be recruitment detail. You'll go to the surrounding villages and see what able-bodied primates are ready for an honest life's work. It is your duty to remind the village elders that if they want continued protection from the scum of this world, they will uphold their end of the bargain by providing resources and their best and brightest for Brotherhood training. Now get your weak-kneed, superstitious, soft-skinned, uneducated butts to the armory. You will be issued basic weapons and armor. There are 3 simple rules to follow with Brotherhood equipment. If you damage your weapon, you will spend a week in the box. If you damage your armor, you will spend a week in the box. If you lose either, I'll kill you myself. And one final thing, ladies. Welcome to the Brotherhood of Steel.
Oğlum tüm şeyler dikkat ettiniz hep paslı maslı. Burada bir şeyler anlatıyor. Brief geç. Diyalog geç. Map bura. Arka. Bakın şurada basit tutorial'lar var. Bunlara bakalım bakın.
And moving him into a position where he can carry out the ambush. He is armed with a submachine gun, which is an ideal short-range weapon for dispatching opponents. To get increased benefit, we will put him into a crouched stance and select the aggressive sentry mode. Next, select Doc and run him to a point which is far enough away from the dog so that he can avoid damage, but close enough to attract its attention. Now run away, Doc. Notice how effective the SMG is at close range.
Diğer türlü çok uzun sürerdi
Start by
şimdi.
setting Ghost to sneak mode, aggressive mode, and crouched. Walk him into the hut, hugging the back wall to maximize your chance of sneaking, and come up behind the leftmost raider. Meanwhile, set Strom to sneak mode, crouch and walk him into the tent, trying to stay behind the low barriers.
Diğerki 97 disini 2. Onu bak ta nereye götürdü? Bunu daha şeye götürüyor demek. O puanlara dikkat etmek lazım.
Reselect Ghost and attack the raider with the knife. Meanwhile, reselect Strom and attack the other raider with the SMG.
Sniper tutorial.
Start by selecting both characters and put them into the prone position and sneak mode.
Hatta siz oynayacaksanız o uzun tutorial'ı yapmanız mantıklı olur. Çünkü bu tarz oyunlarda ne kadar bilgili olsanız o kadar keyifli olur. Serserileri bir yere yolluyor. Ha, el
Once
bombası
he
var.
reaches the top of the stairs, switch Bullseye into aggressive mode to provide cover for Boomer. And use Boomer to throw grenades into the bunker. Whoa! See that mess, recruit? Well, guess who's gonna clean that up later?
Şimdi bootcamp bize burada konuştuğu yer zaten. Tamam. Done diyelim. Şimdi 3 tane karakterle başlattı bizi. Bakın şurada az önce gösterdiği özellikler. Şöyle üçünü de seçebiliyor mu? Gelin. Şöyle map gösterdiği gibi şu serseriyle bir konuşalım.
To the Brotherhood of Steel, you are speaking with Charon, elder and tribal father to Brahman Wood. You have arrived none too soon. Our village has fallen to raiders who rode out of the darkness. Some of my people escaped death or bondage by fleeing into the wasteland, but without tools and shelter. This must be the doing of the Brahmin god of fate. With the bandits we trade away our present. In the Brotherhood, we trade away our future. Very well, Initiate. I fully agree to your terms, but I fear this decision will haunt me till I reach the eternal grazing field in the heavens. Our villages are being held prisoner in the camp. Save them, and you will have more people to aid your cause. Lose them, and you will be cutting Brahmin from your own herd.
Tamam. Şuna da bir tıklayalım. Ağlamasın. Tamam. Şöyle bir gelin. Aa bak adamlar falan var. Şimdi bizim o sinekler çok düşük lan. Oo. Şimdi inventory'lerine bir bakalım. Şimdi inventory'de levye mevye bir şeyler var. Bunlarla ambush yapılır herhalde. Şuna bakalım. Sinik olamıyorlar. En azından açıkta şey olmayın. Heh. Şimdi reload agresif. Sen şuraya gel. Agresif. Şöyle gel. Hızlı koşma falan yok mu ya? Gel lan buraya it. Neyse bak çekemedik biz. Şöyle geniş bir haritası var. O tutorial'da öğrendiğiniz bilgilere göre, tabii karakterlerinizin özelliğine göre taktikler geliştirebilir, savaşabilirsiniz. Bir dahaki bölümlerde görüşmek üzere.